Welcome to Warriors Peace University, where we don't just talk about having it all, we live it. It's been beautiful, been in the action of all of this. We've been in the action of the Wake Up Warrior Challenge. Again, it is learning a bunch of material, going through a bunch of material, but pairing that with benchmarks, doing the work. Make sure you're just in the way of the warrior, in the warrior's way. So we're going to go over the benchmark parts, not specifically each benchmark, as we've been going over those and learning those this week. What we want to talk about this morning really is what are we seeing? What are we able to change? What different perspectives as well, like when we're seeing that, what different perspective shift is there? What have we been able to change? What are we experiencing different? What do we got? Who wants to go first?
I'm fired up. I am fired up. First of all, it's humbling to be getting it. I guess I had a lot of, I don't know, doubt, or am I not talking right?
No, you're good.
Just apprehension, is this thing the thing? Is this what is this in the beginning? What is, toe in the water? And then I realized, okay, it's not that kind of commitment. It's an all-in thing, which really spoke to my soul, because that's the way I prefer things. This was the no BS of that too. So I'm like, okay, this is my people. This is good. And I'm in the place now. So that was the beginning stages of what is this? How does this compare to my actual life? Is this going to be played out? Or what is it that's supposed to play out? What are the KPIs here? How do I know if I'm doing this? What's the efficacy? All that. Well, I'm in the place now where it's literally, I'm in the chaos of abundance, and I'm loving it. It's obviously, I got a lot of maturing to do in that, because the chaos is not where you're going to thrive, right? But it's beautiful to see it really coming around. The way that God is showing me how everything works is unmatched. The way that people see, interviewing people, and the way that they see and catch the vision of what I'm doing. And I'm talking about business. I'm not even talking about warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And they are blown away with some perceived notion. And then they is this what you're saying? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And they are this is unreal, right? So it's a place where I went from a lot of doubt and discouragement from my own choices and my own ways and doing my thing and kind of ramrodding everything that's in my way in order to kind of placate my soul and make myself comfortable in the middle of that chaos, which was non-desirable. This is chaos that is desirable. It's all the choices and things that I want to see. I want to see things work together.
Mm-hmm.
And people work together in a way that we all rise, right? And it's actually happening. The things are happening. Do you want me to get specific?
Yeah.
Dude, that interview yesterday blew me away. So I'm trying to find a project management professional, because I'm not. I know how to run a construction site, and I know how to plan and grow a construction company, but I have to have a lot of people in place. And one thing I can't do that I used to always do is I did my own project management. I would do my own scheduling, my own, making sure materials are ordered correctly and on time, so that nobody's ever sitting around and waiting. I would schedule my own budgets and make sure that that's, amicable for the customer, so on and so forth, right? Talking to designers and architects, but that's a lot of work. And I would kind of sleep on it. I would just do it really, really quick. Hey, just real quick, I want to shoot this email to you, make sure I get this back before noon, blah, 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 blah. And people would live up to that expectation because I'm writing checks. So it wasn't like they're really desiring to work well. It was just they don't want to not get paid, or they don't want to not get the next job. And I would use and wield that kind of a sword in a way that probably pushed a lot of people away. But they worked for me, and they worked with me. And they had their own business, and they were 1099, so they think they're cool, right? But they don't like to work with, I wasn't creating an environment of wealth. I wasn't creating an environment of health. Let's say that. Wealth is there, but so now the heart is in it, and I can see how people want to be, and I want that for them. My benefit now is seeing it in other people and seeing how their value in their own life can step up so that they can live in their own dream.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Whole different perspective shift. And it's not just a desire. It's not like some sort of like platitude here. I don't want to interview if you don't have a dream, you're not hired. I don't want you're not going to help us. You're going to try to do your own thing, get your own slam dunk, and then you're out. You're going to level up to level out. But if your dream is to run an entire division or whatever your specialty is, now we can talk. Like now we can corroborate. Now there's something here and I can facilitate that. Or before I didn't have any clue, there's no way I could, like your dream, don't care about your dream. I want to keep building for Hollywood. Fit in or get lost. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see that I'm actually adding value to the world in what I do.
Mm.
For the first time in my life, I feel like this is not just a me game and my family and trying to feed and put Patagonia on my kids. This is literally about you stepping into your destiny. Don't put up with anything less.
To try to see with like just coming back to the benchmarks, like how is that? What's opening the door?
So I can feel the framework. So I used to think a lot intellectually about how things are rolling. Now it's perception, and instead of always looking at perspective. Like I perceive this is what's happening. Is this really what's happening? And inside of my soul, I'm bouncing off with this person who's got their own thing going on, and I have to read them, their emotions, right? So it's the framework of what, why, lesson, apply, for instance. What is this whole thing that's going on here? Why is this happening? Oh yeah, I have a goal here. Okay, well then what's the lesson in this? The lesson is we need to work together. Okay, how do we apply that? We're going to start doing these action items. And if you'll go this and do that route, then you're hired because I can tell that you're looking for sales. Or I can tell that you're a good project management professional. And it doesn't come from a place of, hey, prove your worth for me before I hire you. I'm literally going through that framework. And it's not something that I'm thinking about, like, okay, what's the first one? Lesson. Okay, what or why, or it's not that. It's a feeling of knowing that this is how this is supposed to be because I'm going through those benchmarks and I'm working through those stacks, and it's becoming the way that I'm starting to think, especially when it comes to, okay, business is the one that I've been talking about right now, but masturbation, okay, I can go and do that. What is that? What is the thing here? I want to be comfortable, and I feel like I'm the only one that can. What's the lesson here? The lesson here is that I don't want comfort in my life. So how about 100 push-ups? Or how about you talk to your daughter? Or anything. How about you work on your business, try to get another sale? How about you line something? You got a lot of stuff on your plate. You really have time to go look at porn? Right? Weed. Why? Okay. Weed is not wrong for a lot of people. The thing that makes it wrong for this is to come from the benchmarks, and this happened in the benchmarks. Why? My mind can only handle, you can only handle so much. Like your RAM, right? Like your rapid access memory. You only have so much that you can keep cataloging. What weed does is it goes, let's take a break. You don't need a catalog. Let's just enjoy the moment. Yeah. Sounds like truth. Hippy dippy, dude. Right? Problem is you're no longer using that RAM. You're just in that moment. No RAM. No long-term memory. Try to remember something after you've been bombing out. You're right. You're way more chill. Yep. And you're perceptive from other people is that you're kind of chill. You're not flipping out. But you're not using any of that catalog. So now, whenever something does hit the fan, you can't use what, why, lesson, apply. You've not been doing it. You've not been actually applying. This thing is calling you to a better you. And if you have anything that's not your better you, then this is the place to delete it, right? For me, this was a place to delete weed, pornography, being an arrogant prick, and not allowing people to be themselves and then encouraging them to keep going. Instead, I wanted everybody to do things my way. I write the checks, do it my way. right?
Mm.
That doesn't apply to people that want to do their best. They don't take that in.
It's good. It's good. Good share. And I love it when you start being able to get into the actual experiences of it, like the personal experiences. We can all just talk and sound fluff, make it sound Christianese or whatever. But it's beautiful to hear the experiences of what you're actually seeing within your own work environment. Like that's what I love to hear them. So yes, sharing personal experience is actually where I go, oh, he's actually seeing this in his own life, not just something that we're memorizing, something to make us feel better, good, but we're actually seeing it, using it, applying it, and it's actually bringing fruit into our life. Otherwise, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? So, yeah, living another lie. Oh, this somehow material is going to do the work if I don't do the work. So, I love hearing that. It's good. Good cheer, Sean. What you got, Craig?
I mean, all that was great, for sure. So, I mean, when I go back and I read like my notes on the benchmarks, benchmark number 2 is definitely, my biggest impact, and that's the one where you're looking at yourself, and you're trying to tell the truth to yourself, and there's a lot behind that. There's a lot that goes into that, the lie, the pretending, the exhaustion of the 2 versions, that you're trying to let go. And then you're constantly analyzing that, and then, some of that in that section it was talking about, it's my fault. It's not, whoever's fault. It's not my wife's fault. It's not my kid's fault. It's not my job's fault. It's my fault. It's my choice. Right. Mm-hmm. So, and so if I'm not feeling a connection, to whatever my wife, my kids, or whatever it is, it still all hinges back on my perception of that, or my engagement of that and what I want to accept and then not accept. So, that's a heavy toll to look at. It's about being authentic, and there's sometimes I feel so authentic, and I'm like, this is great. I feel it. I feel the Craig I should feel, and then there's other times of like, it's like, it's all for shit. It's all fake. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, so, and you listen, like, and it's funny because you come back and like, I don't know who that guy was at the third video, the one talking at the concert, really long video, but if you take the time and listen to that, it is very interesting. I would like to know his name. I don't know if he ever said his name. But he talks about him being up on that stage talking to the whatever warrior conference they're going on, and he's like, talking about his journey, but what keyed in, he's like, don't kid yourself and think there wasn't times in this journey. He goes, I was 2 years into this program, locked up in the room with hookers and blow while my wife was at home with my kids. I was 2 years in. Don't think there's not times I didn't fall off. And I don't want that to be an excuse. But at the same time, like, if he can continue pushing forward and go and be where he's at, right? Yeah, we're all going to stumble. We're all going to step down. But if we keep coming in and God just showing up, just listening to you, man, it's already like, I feel that little kindling starting down there. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Get on the daggum, step on the stage, son. Let's go.
Let's go.
What am I doing?
It's interesting because you're still here, still showing up, still in the process.
Yeah.
And then it's so easy to lose the heart.
Right, the heart, and and then we're going to go off a deep end here, but you live in a society where it's, I want that motorboard. It'll be here maybe this afternoon, definitely. And then you're talking about this. There's not a chance in hell of it being done tomorrow, or much less today.
Mm-mm.
You're
Lifetime.
talking about a journey,
Yep.
a continual journey. But you get addicted. And you're talking
Continual
about
journey of dying and being reborn.
right. Your growth, and and so that's what you got to get in and get addicted to. And so that's what you look for, is those moments of clarity, like you're having, or like when you're leaving that sale, and you're like, all right, why lesson apply, right? Nobody else is doing that. I mean, I'm sure there's people that are doing it, you know what I'm saying? But like the normal person, only high functioning people are walking away saying, okay, why lesson apply?
Well, what's interesting with those high functioning people is they found a way to succeed somehow. Like their way is working for them. What's even interesting about that is you go out and you hang out with those people, and the basic thing that they'll try to push on you is, if you're just disciplined, just be disciplined, or just do this. Different about what we're doing right now is we all can, there is the process of laying it all out and being able to look at the framework, look at all of these things and do it and dig through it, and then being able to communicate it back and forth. And then when I go and talk to my kid, I'm not just telling her what to do. I'm literally able to communicate and teach her how to use framework and do that, so that her and I are going to be on the same page, right? Such a huge difference. Yes, you're awesome. You're successful. And if I want to be successful, I got to only do it yours, but you're not even passing anything on to me. It's just like some system. But this is something that's worked for thousands of other people and been able to communicate all in the same way. And nowadays, like in our society, to communicate and see things the exact same way is almost nearly impossible. I mean, it's like almost by design of the devil to make sure that we're not able to communicate. And so this way of stepping into something like that, but it's so easy. I think it's beautiful to watch how hard you push this, and you're in the process of it. But then at the same time, you're still going, I can hear from him. I want to step in.
Right.
It's huge.
Right.
It's like civil war in your soul. Like
It is.
So you ever see Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
You know how it opens and ends, right? Like
Yeah.
the whole story is, which wallet's yours,
One that says bad motherfucker on it.
right? So like that's you though.
Yeah.
You are bad. You got like stop, submit, struggle, strike. That's you. Like that's me. If we don't stop and submit to this program, struggle with it, and then take action on it, right? So how hard do you think it would be if you met your twin and you guys decided to go to the death right there? That's what we're talking about.
Hmm.
It's not anything less than that.
My twin from my, yeah.
Yep. Your twin from your mind is in there. He doesn't like this new activity. He's been living and helping you survive all these years, and now you want to just get rid of me? Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, but it's time for the captain to step up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is, man. That is the dying to yourself and being reborn. That is being able to do this over and over and over. Being in the pit to the peak, and then realize that peak is your new pit. It's awesome. Daniel, what's on your heart?
I'm glad you called on me next, so I don't lose all these thoughts. Can you hear me? Am I on mute? No, you can hear me.
Go again.
Can you hear me?
Mm-mm. Can you put it on him?
Can you hear me?
There we
La
go.
la la la. Can you hear me?
There we got you now. And are you able to hear him okay?
Test, 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 test. Good.
You're alive.
Yeah,
Hear
we
you.
got you.
Okay. I'm glad that Craig said what he said, because I'm in one of those valleys in the process right now, but I'm still in the process, and I'm not in a hotel room with hookers. So I'm doing better than that guy was doing.
Nice work. Nice work. We're proud of you.
Um, the biggest part of this program for me so far is really the Great Awakening. Um, really seeing where I am versus where I want to be. I was going through my journal here with all the benchmarks that I've done so far, and benchmark number 3, the fact map. It's one of the production strategies. What are the facts for today? What are the facts you want for 12 months from today and 12 weeks from today? And then I take that over to benchmark 7. Name 2 things that are positive about body being balanced in business and 2 things that are negative about body being balanced in business. And as I'm reading the positives, that's where I wanted to be, not where I'm at right now. Because I've kind of gone back to not doing anything. So I'm not working out like I'm supposed to be working out. I'm not doing my Bible stacks. I'm not putting in person 1 and person 2 every day like I was. But as I read my notes about doing all that stuff, I'm like, damn it, what have I done? I've gone back to who I was before. I've gone back to sleep.
Going back to sleep.
And I can see that now. If I hadn't have had that awakening, I still wouldn't see it. I would just think that the negative things going on in my life were just life, like I've always thought they were. That I wasn't really in control of these things. That life was happening to me. So just it's I've read every single one of my benchmarks that I've done, and reading through my notes, it's been all about who am I, why am I, what's going on, what are the facts about my life, versus where do I want to be, who do I want to be, why do I want to be. It's that awakening to the reality of my condition has been the biggest part for me. The self-awareness, going through all the strength finder, the color code, the Colby,
Mm-hmm.
facing the code, real raw relevant results, getting real about your life, looking at it from the outside in, and seeing what the facts are. Sometimes as I read benchmark 7, I see all the positive things I was doing. The facts were good. Then I look at the negative things, and I've gone back to those things, and I'm like, well, damn it, that's not what I want. What am I doing? So it's kind of inspiring me right here, right now, to get back on the horse, full bore.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Beautiful. Yeah, something I want to just touch on then. Again, you men are so much further along than where you were, all of us. There has been absolute growth in doing this. But the more we take a real honest look at it again, and then we listen from the other man across from us, damn, okay, I feel that hope in my heart just a little bit more. Being able to step into that and build such a faith that decreases doubt, stepping into that full on. Like, we can hear that coming from Sean, and it fires us up. And then Craig's like, being honest. Yeah, I feel that. Okay. And I have that calling. I'm going to step into it more. It's transferring over to Nathaniel. That right there makes me start to go. I was going through a stack and really noticing, like, considering when you're around the 5 people, right? Everybody's heard that. The people that you're around, the 5 people you're around the most, it's what you're going to be. And you can see it. And I think about how much I was just in the pit of life and holding my family back. And I remember, when I look back on it, I remember that feeling. I still thought I was doing great. Thought I was awesome. But hearing this part, Nathaniel, if you truly stepped in like you know you're called to, how much was it firing people up when Andy was just charging 2 months ago or a month ago? Like just setting the pace. Everybody's just blown away at what this new standard is. Right? This is what's possible. Then your ego goes, yeah, but Andy, It's like, no. He set a very high standard. But, he doesn't.
Pissed me off.
It's a part, right? You're like, oh, but, it's easy for him and it's hard for me. And then you listen to Sean, like literally stepping in and getting rid of marijuana out of his life, even though he has a card for it. He's got a doctor's prescription for it. He's got all the stress in his life and he's going through a divorce. He has all the reasons to be able to take it. And instead, he's willing to get rid of that so that he can build a business and stay with all the faculties of his mind that God had given him to use for that. It's inspiring. Look, each one, as we struggle and fight, each one of you is helping each one of us. It's happening more and more. But I'm not saying stay where you are. Like, continue to step up.
It was encouraging to hear that I'm not the only one that's kind of fallen off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think over the past year, we've seen ebbs and flows of probably just about everybody a little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't give in. And so, you're talking about you, and then I'm looking over, some notes, about the code and it really comes down to this. It talks about the code, and I'm going to quote the book here. So the last piece of the code is the most powerful. His code really, in the end, is the only thing that matters, and that's fucking results. Right? So the possibility, is meaningful, specifically measurable, but results daily must be the standard. Results daily must be the standard. And when you think about it like that, it don't have to be a huge result, but some type of result daily, right? That should be the expectation of some, in your core four, some type of result in your core four daily, and like you're saying, it goes on there and it says, hey, using the stack to battle your head, it says there are conversations you have with yourself. You're finding 732 reasons inside your mind not to do some type of shit. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. You begin with all sorts of reasons why you're not going to give up or why you're not going to get after it to stay committed, but you take that to the stack. Why? Because if you refuse to allow them to be in the way. He goes, it's not luck. This isn't luck. It's a decision, right? You're deciding to measure your results daily, and that's the standard.
It's beautiful. Which then just the one part of being able to come back and track that one thing. You only have one job, is to continually look back at what your app is asking you to be accountable for. If you at least will go back to the app throughout the day, then it'll help you keep on track. And then you can notice, am I feeling this today? Nope, not feeling it at all. What did I say I'm going to do? This. What am I going to do? This. Otherwise, when you get in line with that, you'll notice how much you're actually driven by your thoughts and your emotions, because it will not be to the app. You'll just do whatever the fuck you want. And no wonder you're off course. No wonder there's no purpose and passion. You're not accomplishing and in alignment with what you truly want. Over and over, it happens.
Remember that there's like I've always enjoyed, my favorite training was in the military because it had a lot of purpose behind it. Like, you want to live, listen. And you always resort, under high stress, you always resort to your highest level of training, okay? You do. And especially like what Christian was talking about yesterday, when you're in that near-death experience, time slows down and you start getting real methodical. Okay? So there's a part of this journey where I realized my soul, this is my soul. So it was like an epiphany when I saw Garrett put on glasses, a helmet, a vest, and armor. Or a jacket. Vest and jacket. Vest was his armor and jacket. So you want to show up to life where we see flesh and blood, right? Mm-hmm. It's not reality. Mm-hmm. This is not reality. There is an eternal game being played here.
Yeah, 100%. Okay.
So you want to show up to this intense fight with low-level training or high-level training?
Absolutely.
Okay. If this is life and death, you're going to resort to the highest level of training. The problem is these fights are daily. The devil doesn't get to see everything that God gets to see. It's the only way to win on that front with him is to begin your day with him. Right? This is not a soapbox. This is literally us gearing up for what we're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In the days when I'm faltering, here's the deal. I have a lot of grace. I get it. We all have. God will still move in your day. You'll just feel like you're a passenger instead of feeling like, whoa, I'm on the rudder. Okay? That hit me. Do you remember that stack? Did you do that stack yet? You did. You did every one of them. You will see. I hope that hits you guys like it hit me. Man, I'm showing up to life unprepared. You think you're badass. You think you got all this stuff figured out because you've got some W's. Okay. Still playing it small. And not in a comparison with everybody else. For my own soul, I've been playing it small.
Yeah, for who you
are.
For who
I am, I've been playing it little.
Yeah.
I've been succumbing to the things of the world because I don't put on my helmet. I don't put on my glasses, making sure that I'm seeing things correctly. I'm not hitting my body, my being, my balance, and my business correctly.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I'm judging myself by. You're supposed to. Examine yourself every day, ensuring that you're doing shit right. This is the only way that I've seen in my life that is actually the way to do that. Mm-hmm. There's no confusion about it. You don't have to go and figure out a path. Okay, how am I going to do this? It literally is this. Plug in every day. Am I wrong, Andy? Okay. There's no other way. It's like, okay, fine. You can. We all have grace, man. Fall off. Fine. Mm-hmm. Get back in. The only way you're going to show up to this battle and win consistently is being consistent in your preparation.
In that connection. That's again, I want to come back to that part because it's this first part of what my day is. It's always coming back to, no matter what experience I've went out and done, and even what a chasing alignment means for me, it's more about the connection and the relationship first. Has to be this connection with God and this relationship first. If I'm learning that it is this first, and then I say connection and relationship first, it's always keeping me in check. Connection and relationship. Then the next part is what am I doing in that? Then there has to be, he is a God of organization. So there is a process. if I can learn the process that works over and over and over, then it actually works. What happens, and there's religions that are built on this, is we're going to put the process before the connection and the relationship. And when you step into process before connection and relationship, you're going to get lost every time. Because there is no connection, there is no anchor, there is no grounding, so then the process becomes your God, becomes your religion. And there is nothing that is grounded to. So every morning, if all I do is do the process, you're going to get lost. You will be lost. It has to be coming back to the connection and the relationship, and then the process that I'm in. And if I'm walking in that process, the process, say, of the benchmarks of what we're in right now. The benchmarks is not only just teaching you a lot of process stuff, it's literally teaching you how to dig into your pit, how to process your childhood drama or whatever, how to see those things and not be scared, being able to deal with that and then use it as fuel, as fire, as every part else, right?
So I used to have memories. Like I had a memory of getting bullied by this kid in 9th grade. And that would stir me up every time I get bullied. Like I would think about this thing. I'd be like, oh, that motherfucker. He probably drove me to do a lot of crazy stuff in life. He doesn't even think about me ever.
Didn't even know.
What I've noticed, real world technology here, like coming into my soul. This app has helped me process stuff like that. There are other synonymous things. I can literally walk into my full divorce, all of it. The other morning, I didn't get to work out. I did, but in the morning I didn't. I didn't get up, my Bible stack, because me and the girl stayed up until almost 1 o'clock in the morning looking at all the pictures from Wyoming. And I can do that now, and I can be in that moment with my kids and they love it. Like there's no fear. There's no like, oh man, like, do I have a little bit of the, man, I wish I woulda, coulda, a little bit, but like it's not like taking my soul away. Okay, girl, let's go to bed. It's how much do you want to keep looking until they fall asleep on my chest? Let's look at it. Let's look at life, all the meaning behind it. And then, of course, they're uncomfortable with dad now about all these things. And so it just built with them. Me being delivered is now helping my kids directly. So.
Yeah, which is beautiful. We were talking about you just on your vibrational difference between just the way you were, whatever, 6 months ago or even a year ago, right? And now being able to operate with your kids on that different. There's a different part, right? Especially now, different from what the weed. I mean, you're 3 weeks or whatever off of that.
The 26th. Yeah, almost a month. 5 days away from a month.
Beautiful. There's a different part that will continue to open up, especially even for the next year. And then really the next 3 years, next 3 to 4 years, like stepping away from alcohol. The first year was just barely just to get out. Then it starts opening up. What you got, Andy?
Man, I don't even know where to start. I guess we'll go with the benchmark stuff. Compounding effect, the compounding effect of consistently doing the work. I think that's the biggest thing that I've kind of taken. It was last week where we sat down and we kind of started going over, going door to door, like my reluctance to go door to door. And I left here. I was like, dude, I'm about to go get 10 no's. The way time worked that day, I didn't get a single no because I didn't go out. Part, it was avoidance, but the other part was also time just didn't work in my favor. But the next day, I went out and I got my no's. I was short one. But no, I still got out and I was out there hitting them doors. I've hit the doors every single day this week. And I can see the comfort growing in well, regardless if something, whatever's going to come from it, I'm becoming better a little bit every day because I'm building the stamina. It is compounding that what started with just 10 no's is now, all right, I have even 2 hours. Go blast out what you can. And little by little, that incrementally is going to keep increasing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been one of the biggest takeaways from the benchmarks. And that was through doing the triple stack. But I'll be honest, if I see another quad stack, man, I'm probably not going to, no, this isn't happening. And one thing that's really highlighted here is you mentioned the 5 people that you surround yourself with. What's been playing in my mind lately has been you can't live in 2 worlds. There's a part of me that wants to go hang out with my other friends from time to time. And it's in part sometimes I want to have a drink. There's still that part of me that just, I'm not trying to get hammered. I'm not trying to wake up and regret, but stay within my parameter. I enjoy an old fashioned, and I want. There's something about the taste. You know, there is that thing that I just enjoy that old fashioned. And sitting around, and it's not about getting wrecked or being in the moment, having a conversation. Is part of something that is just I do enjoy it. But it's not leading to the fruit. Certain friend groups no more are not really leading to the fruit, and it's coming to my awareness that I think within the next year to become that next person, to become who is going to be out there, the one that's going to be able to invest in properties and have things under his own name. Going to have to shoo away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's part of me because I do it, like the connection behind it, right? Like I've known these people for so long, but it's just like, well, sometimes you got to step away for a little bit so you can reach where you're supposed to reach.
Yeah.
So that's just been a confirmation. So it's kind of, all right, time to kind of close off for a little bit. So, and we'll go into that later, but that's another thing, kind of, even within my Bible stacking. It's like, choosing your friends, discernment in that, and then realizing the reward. So it's another thing that's been kind of pressing on the heart. And I wouldn't have touched on that had you guys not brought it up a second ago, one way or another. And then with Nathaniel speaking on, falling off, like, dude, yeah, even I'm there. Like, I feel like I haven't been really committing as much time to what I'm supposed to be doing. But going back, like that key point, go back to where you were when I started the benchmarks. And because I was knocking them out at the pace that I was knocking them out, a lot of that stuff, it was kind of just like take it in and then kind of just like bleed right away because I didn't have the time to go back. But thank God that it is still there, still digitized so I can go back and read it because I need to hammer back in. I need to refocus. I need to see where I was specifically, pull the information that I have from there and continue to run. And I think that one thing that we've overlooked is the power of the brotherhood. Because, or maybe we just haven't touched on it, but it's been said, or you can key in on it.
It is the 5. It has to be.
If you don't have the brotherhood, you're going to get lost.
Yeah.
The brotherhood is going to ground you back and bring you back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's what the other part that other men are doing wrong. They just do not want to be in that part. I remember isolating, doing it on my own for so long, thinking, again, so prideful, thinking like, I've got this. Like we're doing just fine. Actually, I'm thinking we're doing great. And literally, when I look at what was going on now and what the fruit actually was, such a low standard of life. Again, same like Sean, like I still was doing very well. very successful at any business part that I do. Walk in and people are like, oh, I mean, is he even going to be able to do the job? There's not one job that I haven't been able to then be one of the best. And then doing that. But the standard in which we do together, this as a tribe together, makes all the freaking difference in the world. It's unreal. So glad you went directly in on that, Andy. So beautiful. Look at this American girl.
There's America.
It's cool. Good morning. Okay. Love you.
You know, the crazy thing, Andy, you know, like what you're talking, and I mean, and I know for me, you know, and you guys read it like a book, right? You know, but I mean, my default in any situation is isolate. I'm out. I'm out. I can figure this out on my own. And in reality, the default needs to be, the thing is I don't want to be a whiny bitch all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lean into you guys like, God, here comes fucking Craig, you know, he's going to whine about something. You know, that's just not who I want. That's not what I want my life to be. But the reality is, you know,
yeah,
I love you guys.
Yeah.
You know, you're good and you're bad. I love your good and your bad.
Absolutely.
And I'm better. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, I want to be that person for you, you know. And I gotta lean in to y'all on that stuff too. But there's got to be some good quality stuff there, and I got to fight that natural default. You know, and that's my natural default.
100%.
In anything, in any part of life.
Dude,
you know.
Remember when Ray dyed his hair blue? Around. Oh, you were there at church. You can maybe still see him. Dude, I met.
You don't remember?
I met. Ray.
I think it's
I met Ray. We like. Dude, Ray is. I love you, man. He is gear queer. Like he's got his shit on. Like I am, right? Like I'm G.I. Joe. That's Ray. I met him and I was like, dude, this guy has a nice strap to his calf. I haven't seen that since I watched Crocodile Dundee. Like, right? There's a part that comes with this fortitude that you're like, what do I care, man? I'm following the king for real. I'm not there. I'm not at this place like some like level. But I can sense it coming. Like I can sense, like I'm getting freed up. Like I can literally see the spiritual realm. And I can see when I give in, and I can see with my choice, and I can see when I don't. And I can see that I'm fighting a vicious animal. He is a mother. You know who he is. We all don't even give him any more credit. But that, what you're talking about, like this individuality where you're like, okay, man, I'm just, no way. Like that's too much. I've seen it play out now where like in that interview yesterday, I can see it in his eyes like, this guy's nuts. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. You may not want the job, whatever. I'm not saying that, but I'm thinking that. But at the end, this couple, they're like, we're in. And I'm not even pitching. I'm pitching it, but I'm being me. I'm like, look, man, you're going to find out that I'm a nut anyways. So here it is. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm freeing it up. Like, I still have the... That's not really like the thing that hinders him. I'm sure I'm hindered. I know I'm hindered. I know I'm still what do you call that? Governed. Yeah. But it's becoming less and less, man. Legit.
Yeah. It's one of those places we definitely need to step into more and more. It's beautiful to see everybody grow more and more, but there's also this place that we could step into. And, that's the thing when a lot of us come, say you start going to church. I'm going to pick on church, but it's so real for me. You start going to church and you get into that place where you haven't been drinking, as much and you are doing better. And so you totally forget how bad the pit was. And then you become the same as everybody else that's around there. And you're like, okay. And so then there's no relating to anywhere out there within the pit as well. And it makes it very difficult because even in here, if we create a place to where everybody has rows and it's awesome, But then all of a sudden, Sean starts smoking weed again. And now we've created a liar out of him because now he doesn't want to admit to nobody that he actually faltered and fell back. Well, we've created a worse situation than we ever could have before, because at least when he was smoking weed, he was honest. And so continually being able to walk this out with character and go, what truly matters more, that I'm honest or that I'm smoking weed and lie about it? Like, who am I and where am I truly at? What are the facts of this? And so what happens more and more is when we do feel that, oh, I'm feeling a little bit and I'm supposed to be way up here and they think I'm way up here, I'm not ever going to tell anybody of actually what's happening. And so again, it's that sneakiness of the pride, and I don't want people to realize that I'm worse off. And so it's balancing, continually balancing, like, hey, I'm in this, I'm in this, I'm in this. I want to be growing in this all the time, but I'm going to be as honest as I can. Like, there's going to be certain parts like I'm not the best at, and being honest and saying, like, I mean, that's a thing. I've tried to be as honest as I can and show you, like, this is the same. It's up and down for me, you know? It's I'm in, I'm out, but I know my heart is fully in. But there's a part of like, yeah, I've messed up. Was my diet perfect or whatever? Or have I done these things over and over? And when we can truly be in that place, we will be better than any of those other groups that we've been a part of, where we all know on the inside of our soul, you walk out of there and you're like, that was the fakest group of people I've been around in a long time. And there's no place that I could have actually been honest. And there's definitely not a place where being honest was going to be productive. And then we were going to grow out of that. Right? It's just the same over and over and over and over. And so to be able to navigate this with character and be like, hey, these are the things that are going on. These are the facts right now. And I'm digging out of this. I am coming out and I'm honest about it over and over, back and forth. And that's, I try to do the same with you men. Hey, look, somebody's on fire right now. Borrow his light. You can see that he's moving in the right direction. And then the others we can notice as well too. Wake up. Wake up. Like, let's go. Right? And that is the power of this group, continually over and over, because then we see, if it was military wise, we wouldn't allow that to happen in that way. Okay, dude, you want to just go ahead and do your own thing? We're going to go do mission out here, and you just go ahead and do whatever you want. Don't train. Don't do any of the hard work. We've already cleaned our weapons. We already got the material. We already got the guns ready to go. We already got the vehicles ready to go. We're getting ready. Everything's ready, but you just go ahead and hold back. Like, we're not going to allow that to happen. Otherwise, if we're going to allow that to happen, you better be going to get checked out by the doctor or the psych or something. But if you're that bad off, go get checked out by them. But if you're ready to be in the fight, let's fucking go. Like, what are we doing? And it's that constant battle of like, where are we? Where am I? And then keep stepping in, and you can see, like, we will continually rise. Like, there is a place inside of my heart with that 5. You always hear how people had to leave their groups behind. I don't want that. It's not what I want.
But I'm moving.
Good job.
No, that's to my soul, man. No, hanging here.
Mm-hmm.
No leveling out. Not to your souls too. No. Because the opposition is going back to sleep.
Yeah, you can't sit in that spot of, what am I doing? We can't stay, right? You can't stay in that spot.
Why lesson apply? What do we do? Why? What do you want to be comfortable?
Right.
I met it the other night in my bedroom. What am I doing? I want to be comfortable. Why do I want a woman in here? Because I want to be comfortable. What am I searching for in my soul? Comfort. Why do I want to eat sweets? Comfort.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always about me. That's asleep. That's asleep.
Mhm.
I am awake. I am battle hardened, tested, and true. I am ready for the fight.
Mhm.
I am waking up. I am no longer okay with the old me.
Yeah.
I am going to be in this group. I am going to lead in this group. I am not settling for second best. I am the lighthouse. I am on purpose. I am on point. I'm serious, dead serious.
Hell yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We can see it's not like we can step into something way bigger, man. It's not if this works. We already know it works. Right. Christian, what you got, brother? What's on your heart? What's on your mind?
Taking it in, listening to the guys and being like, man, I feel that and compare that to where I've been and where I am. And, you know, yeah. We all kind of go through the same type of thing. Obviously, the actual experience isn't the exact same, but how it impacts us and how we feel day to day, that kind of stuff kind of, we all feel that. So, yeah, man, some really good shares. Sean's fired up. That gets me going.
Yeah.
Fired up. Yeah, it seems like all this stuff's really sinking in, man. I'm really proud of him, you know. But yeah, just taking it in.
I was gonna blow my head off. I got the baddest guns on the planet. We're so weak if we don't show up prepared. The end is here. This is what we were born for. We were born in this time to have all these resources and to use them. And I shit on that whole parade. And thank God that he's merciful and way more gracious than I am. Because I would have put my pathetic punk ass down a long time ago. But he didn't. I prayed for a group, and I got it. Math that out.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than fired up, man. Yes, I guess we could say that. I know this is the crew that's coming with me.
It's fucking movement, man.
Yeah. I want to touch on something else right there. Thank you so much, Sean, for being able to navigate both right here. Okay. So we do not want to be men within warrior's peace, to be hardened to a place where you think because you don't have any emotions, you actually think you're doing something amazing. And you're so out of touch with your emotions that when something happens, you just stuff it down again and you have no emotional response and you just are. And that's that part that you control. Being able to be a man that can navigate his mind and his emotions and feel that experience, that emotional part, to feel that. Again, like we live in one world where you have to be so hard that you can't cry. And then the only other option is, if you have emotions, is to cry like a baby and fall apart of every single thing. But being able to feel and notice your experience within what emotion that is, what am I feeling? Let me navigate that. And then really to be able to communicate it, feeling that and touching on that, like absolutely beautiful. And so thank you for showing an example of what that looks like and not being scared of what that is. I want you to see that I have an emotional response to things and that I am uncomfortable or get emotional, and then being able to navigate that with character. What you got, Craig?
No, you're 100% right. Right. Is, the realization that if you don't have emotion, you don't show emotion, you're just numb, is the wrong. But to harness that emotion, like you just did, and use it is your greatest power coming out of this for a man. To use his emotion, process that power, and harness that power from the emotion is to freaking win.
It is. Let's
You want to talk about the key to the door? The key. Because you're right. What do we do? What have we been taught our whole lives? Oh, we suppress. Men don't cry. Men don't show emotion. How's that been for my marriage? Yeah. Fucking amazing. Right?
Amazing.
Guys, I'm at time. So
yeah,
I'll
beautiful. On
that note.
Oh, okay. Pray us out, please, Craig.
Yep. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day and the blessings and us to be able to gather here and collaborate as men and talk and learn how to advance ourselves and each other in the kingdom and for you, Lord. May you look out over each of us as we go throughout our day, and may we touch someone's lives or let them see us as an example to come in or ask questions. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you. Beautiful. Hold on. I want to see them on there as well. Let's go. Good morning there. What's up? Andy down there. We got Nathaniel, Christian. Yes. Good morning. What a good morning. Okay. Beautiful.